Welcome everyone in the next lecture on complex variable. In the previous lecture we have discussed what is meant by functions of complex variable, then limits, continuity, differentiability of the function, and then very important point, that is analytic function. And we discussed a very simple example. Okay, so now in today's lecture we are going to see some interesting problem based on the analytic function. Let's start with the problems. So first problem we are going to discuss is, if f of z is analytic and modulus of f of z is constant, then prove that the given function f of z is constant. Okay, so what are the given informations? The first given information is f of z is analytic. Okay, f of z is analytic. And the second information given is modulus of f of z is constant. Okay, now further, as modulus of f of z is constant, we call mod of f of z is equal to some c, and f of z is equal to u plus I into v. F of z is a complex function, so f of z can be expressed as u plus I into v. So hence from these two one can say that u square plus v square is equal to c square. Yeah, of course, see, when z is equal to x plus iy, then mod z is equal to square root of x square plus y square. Is it? But here mod z is nothing but mod of, here instead of z we have the f of z. So we have mod of f of z is nothing but square root of u square plus v square is equal to c. Squaring on the both sides we get u square plus v square is equal to c square. This is the reason. Okay. Now I call this as number 1. Now we partially differentiate 1 with respect to x. Hence u and v are both are the functions of x and y. So while getting a derivative of u square, by we get 2 times u, derivative of u square is 2 times u into derivative of u with respect to x, plus 2 times v into derivative of v with respect to x is equal to 0. So you can take 2 common and shift it to the right hand side. Hence we get u ux plus v vx is equal to 0. Okay. Similarly, partially differentiate 1 with respect to y. So in that case 2 times u uy plus 2 times v vy is 0. Therefore u uy plus v vy is 0. Okay. Now since f of z is analytic, CR equations are satisfied by u and v. Can you tell me what are the CR equations? Yesterday we have discussed. The CR equations are ux is equal to vy, and the second CR equation is uy is equal to minus vx. I call this equation as number 2, this equation as number 3. Okay. Now, so from CR equations, the equation 2 and 3 becomes, see, what I am going to do is, I just convert these both equations in terms of u only or v only. That is our role. So it is better I'll change these equations in terms of u only. So here the term v means equation changing to the terms of u or v means I'm just trying to change these partial derivatives involved in terms of u only, okay, not the entire equation. So for the first equation, here it is vx. So from this we can have vx is equal to minus ui. So replace there. Therefore 2 becomes ux minus v uy is equal to 0. Okay, and the 3 becomes, here it is vy replaced by ux. So we get uy plus vux. Are you clear with that? Now we are trying to eliminate the term of ui from both. So here the multiple is v, here the multiple is u. So I multiply the first equation by first equation by u and the this second equation by v. So hence we get u square ux minus uv uy is equal to 0. Next uv uy plus v square ux is equal to 0. So this minus uv uy and plus uv uy, while taking the addition of these two equations, these two terms get cancelled. Hence their addition gives me u square ux plus v square vx is equal to 0. Taking ux common, we get u square plus v square is equal to 0. But what is u square plus v square? Yes, we have already derived that value. U square plus v square is a c square from the given information. Hence we have ux into c square is equal to 0. Hence this implies ux is equal to 0. Are you clear with that? That means the partial derivative of u with respect to x is 0. Similarly, we can show uy, vx, vy, all the three partial derivatives are also equals to 0. Now how we can show this? It's a very simple. Just have a look. Here what we do, here we while taking the addition, what we have done, we try to eliminate the ui from these two equations. Now you try to eliminate ux from both the equations. Is it? You try to eliminate ux from both these equations. Are you clear with that? Similarly, we change these two equations. In these two equations, we change this vx and vy in terms of u. Is it? So instead of that, you change this ux and ui in terms of v by using the CR equations. You will get ui, vx, vy zeros. So what I'm getting there, as f of z is analytic, then f dash of z is equal to ux plus ivx. Okay, ux and vx both are equals to 0. So this implies f dash of z is 0. As derivative is 0, it means the original function f of z is constant. That's a very important. So this, hence the proof of the given statement. Are you clear with that? It's a very simple problem. So similarly, you may get simple questions in the final examination. So you just work on it. Now we'll move to the next example. The next example which I am interested to discuss is, okay, as per the request, we discuss the similar type of example, that is, show that the given function is analytic and hence find its derivative. Okay, so let's do one example based on the same topic. Okay, so f of z is equal to 1/2 log of x square plus y square plus I times tan inverse y upon x. Show that this function is analytic. Okay. Now already they have expressed the given function in terms of u and v. So here u is equal to 1 by 2 log of x square plus y square. Now the partial derivative of u with respect to x is, you keep 1 by 2 as it is, derivative of log is 1 upon x square plus y square, and as I am taking the partial derivative with respect to x, the entire term will be differentiated with respect to x. X square derivative is 2x and the y square derivative is 0. So hence this 2 and 2 will get cancelled, we get x upon x square plus y square. Similarly, uy is y upon x square plus y square. Now, the function v is tan inverse of y upon x. Therefore, vx is equal to, yes, can you tell me what is the derivative of vx, partial derivative of v with respect to x? Tan inverse of 1 upon 1 plus y upon x square into partial derivative of y upon x. So while simplifying this, we get y square upon x square, cross multiplying with 1, we get x square plus y square in the denominator, whole divided by x square, shifted in the numerator, we get x square. The y as it is, derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. Hence, the value x square and x square get cancelled. Hence, the answer is minus y upon x square plus y square. Now, vy. Vy is in the same line. 1 upon 1 plus y upon x bracket square into partial derivative of y upon x with respect to y. So here the derivative of y is 1. Okay. So hence we get x square plus y square. In the numerator we get x square. And the derivative of y is 1. So we get 1 upon x only. So 1x from the numerator, 1x from the denominator get cancelled. Hence my answer is x upon x square plus y square. Now looking at ux and vy, what I'm getting? Ux is equal to vy. Looking at ui and vx, see, if I add a minus sign with it, we get a vx. So hence ui is nothing but minus vx. Therefore, the CR equations are satisfied and all partial derivative exist and the continuous. Hence, f of z is analytic. Now, if someone asks you, find the derivative of f of z in this case, how will you calculate? See, I already told if f of z is analytic, then f dash of z can be calculated in usual manner. But here, the given function is not expressed in terms of z. It is expressed in terms of u plus I into v. That is separated in the real and imaginary part. So one way you have, the way is, we have discussed yesterday the 4 different ways of writing the f dash of z. One of the ways is f dash of z is equal to ux plus ivx. So now ux is x upon x square plus y square. And what is vx? The vx is minus y upon x square plus y square. So one can write this as x minus iy divided by x square plus y square. So this is f dash of z. So same way you can work out the f dash of z. Okay, you can have the another statement also. F dash of z is equal to ux minus I times ui. Now see what will happen. Ux is what? X upon x square plus y square minus I times ui. What is the value of ui? Y upon x square plus y square. You will get the same answer. So total we have given 4 alternatives. You can use any one, you will get the same answer. Okay. Now we'll move to the next example. This is quite interesting. The example is, show that the function f of z is equal to x square y raised to 5 x square y raised to 5 into bracket x plus iy divided by x raised to 4 plus y raised to 10 for z not equals to 0 and is equal to 0 for z is equal to 0 is not analytic at origin, that is at z is equal to 0, it is not analytic, although CR equations are satisfied. Okay, I will explain this example in simple language, what expected here. See, CR equations is the only necessary condition, not the necessary and sufficient. Only necessary condition means if the CR equations are satisfied, you cannot say the function is analytic. Is it? So that's a very important point. If your CR equations are verified, you cannot say the function is analytic. So here what expected is, you have to show that the CR equations are satisfied at z is equal to 0, that is at origin, but the given function is not analytic. So our first job is to show the function is the CR equations are get satisfied. Okay, so for that I'll just write the f of z in terms of u and v. So f of z is equal to x square y raised to 5 into this, so we have x cube y raised to 5 upon x raised to 4 plus y raised to 10 plus I times x square y raised to 5, sorry not 5, it's 6 divided by x raised to 4 plus y raised to 10 for z not equals to 0 and is equal to 0 for z is equal to 0. Okay, now to check CR equations at z is equal to 0. Okay, so while discussing that at z is equal to 0, see this definition is quite this definition of the f of z is says that graph is disconnected and the function is disconnected, as at z not equal to 0 this is the value and for z equal to 0 the value is 0. So hence I will follow the definition of the partial derivative, hence dA by u by dA by x as limit x tends to 0 ux comma 0 minus u0 comma 0 divided by x minus 0. So when for ux comma 0, this is my u function when x as it is and y is a 0, when I substitute x equal to x and y equal to 0, the entire term becomes a 0 minus u0 comma 0, if I substitute x and y both are 0, we get a zeros there. Why? Just have a look. When z is equal to 0, that means x and y both are equal to 0. So we get a zeros there upon x minus 0. So this gives me the x equal ux is equal to 0. Similarly, one can calculate uy 0, vx is also 0, then vy is also 0. See, all the four derivatives have the value zeros. So of course your CR equations ux is equal to uy and vx equal to uy is equal to minus vx. Means both the CR equations are get satisfied. Hence, CR equations are satisfied. Now our second part of the question is show that the function is not analytic. So now how to show the function is not analytic? The one way is we will follow the definition of analytic function. The definition is if the function is a differentiable at a point, we say it is analytic at that point, and we have to check analyticity at origin only. So f dash of z, that is derivative of f of z at z is equal to 0 equals to. So by the definition of differentiability of f of z, limit z tends to 0, f of z minus f of 0 divided by z minus 0. Now looking at your function, the f of z is x square y raised to 5 into x plus iy divided by x raised to 4 plus y raised to 10. Now f of 0, looking at the definition of f of z, see here For z is equal to 0, the value of f of z is 0. So hence f of 0 equals to 0. Divided by z minus 0 is z. Okay. Now z can be replaced by x plus iy. Hence I am getting limit z tends to 0, x square y raised to 5 into x plus iy whole divided by x raised to 4 plus y raised to 10 into 1 upon z. But 1 upon z is nothing but 1 upon x plus iy. So 1 upon 1, this numerator x plus iy, denominator term x plus iy get cancelled, and we get limit as z tends to 0, x square y raised to 5 divided by x raised to 4 plus y raised to 10. Now if the limit of this exists, then we say that it is differentiable, and if it is not, then we say that the function is not a differentiable, hence it is not an analytic one. Okay. Now the further part is very important. The further part is very important. How to calculate this limit? See, we are working on a plane. Okay. So while working on the plane, we have different approaches for z is equal to 0. See, this is my origin point, z equal to 0. We can approach by a straight line, we can approach it by a parabolic path, any path you can choose. While discussing with the y is equal to f of x type function, that is real valued function, we have only one way of approaching to x, either left or right. So we go for the left hand derivative and the left hand limit and the right hand limit. But here that part is not available. So you have to follow two different paths and show that, okay, here we have to show that the function is not analytic. It means we have to show that the function is not differentiable. So to show the function is not differentiable, we have to show the limit of this quantity along two different paths is not same. Okay. So when we say the function is differentiable, you choose any path which approaching to 0. Every time your limiting value should be same. What is the negative of this? You follow any path approaching to z is equal to 0, z tends to 0, and I am getting the different limiting values, gives me function is not differentiable. That's the story. So first path I am going to select, take approach z to 0 along the path line y is equal to mx, a line passing through the origin, y is equal to mx. So put y is equal to mx in 1. I call this as number 1. So x square m raised to 5 y raised to 5 divided by x raised to 4 m raised to 10 y raised to 10. Okay. So which gives me, not y raised to, here x raised to 5 and here x raised to 10. So hence limit z tends to 0. See, the x square and this is x raised to 5 gives me the x raised to 7. Taking x raised to 4 common from the denominator, we get x cube m raised to 5 divided by 1 plus m raised to 10 x raised to 6. Okay, I am taking x raised to 4 common from denominator and x raised to 4 common from numerator get cancelled, and this is the remaining term. Now as z is tending towards 0, as entire is in terms of x, so instead of z I write x tends to 0. So when x tends to 0, the value of this is 0. Okay. Now I will choose another path. Z is approaching to 0 along the curve y raised to 5 is equal to x square. Therefore put y raised to 5 is equal to x square in equation number 1. Therefore equation 1 becomes limit z tends to 0 x square into x square divided by x raised to 4 plus x raised to 4. So one can have x raised to 4 common from the denominator. Hence we get limit z tends to 0 of a 1 by 2. So the answer is here 1 by 2. See, along the straight line we get a 0. Along the curve y raised to 5 is equal to x square, we get a 1 by 2. That means these limiting values are different. So I call this as A, this as B. Therefore from A and B, f dash of z at z is equal to 0 is equal to limit z tends to 0 x square y raised to 5 upon x raised to 4 plus y raised to 10 does not exist. Therefore, f dash of z is not differentiable at z is equal to 0. Therefore, f dash of z is not analytic at z is equal to 0. Okay, so this is one of the interesting problem from this chapter. Yeah, one more question I like to discuss, which was expected in which was discussed many times in the university examination. So let's begin with that very quickly, because it's a very simple problem and you will get an answer in a very short. But only thing is, you must remember, whenever a function is analytic, CR equations are satisfied. Remember this remark. The question is, find A, B, C, D and E if the function f of z is equal to ax raised to 4 plus bx square y square plus cy raised to 4 plus dx square minus 2y square plus I times 4x cube y minus ex y cube plus 4xy is analytic. So what they are saying? Find A, B, C, D, E. These constants you have to calculate. For what? The function becomes an analytic. So we have to calculate all such values of A, B, C, D and E. For that the f of z remains an analytic. Okay. Suppose f of z is analytic. Therefore, ux is equal to vy and uy is equal to minus vx. So what is u here? The u is ax raised to 4 plus bx square y square plus cy raised to 4 plus dx square minus 2y square. Then what is ux? That is partial derivative of u with respect to x. Here I am getting 4ax cube plus 2bxy square. The derivative of x square is 2x. The y square will remain same. Plus derivative of this is 0 because x is not present. See, I am taking a partial derivative with respect to x. So here x is not present, so entire term will be treated as a constant. Plus dx square. The derivative of x is 2x. So 2 dx. Again same, here x is not present, so entire term will be treated as a constant, hence derivative is 0. Now uy. In the first term y, this is a partial derivative with respect to y. In the first term the y is not present, hence the derivative of this term is 0. Here y is present, the term is y square, its derivative is 2y, hence the derivative of the second term is 2bx square y. Here y raised to 4, hence the derivative will be 4cy cube. Here again y is not present, hence the derivative is 0 minus 2y square. The derivative is 2y, therefore the answer is minus 4y. Now v is equal to 4x cube y minus exy cube plus 4xy. Therefore vx is equal to, the derivative of x cube is 3x square, 4 3s are 12x square y, minus the derivative of x is, the term x derivative is 1, so we get e into y cube, and here 4y. Now vy is equal to, in the first term y is present, so its derivative is 1, we get 4x cube minus, here the derivative of y cube is 3y square, therefore 3exy square plus 4x. Now from CR equations, ux is equal to vy, therefore 4ax cube plus 2bxy square plus 2dx is equal to 4x cube minus 3exy square plus 4x. Now what to do? You just compare the terms. See, x cube terms. On comparison of x cube, we get 4a is equal to 4. Comparing the xy square with the xy square, we get 2b is equal to minus 3. And comparing the x with the x, we get 2d is equal to 4. Okay. Now, uy is equal to minus vx. So, uy is 2bx square y plus 4cy cube minus 4y is equal to minus vx. I am giving this minus sign to all the terms of vx. So, we get minus 12x square y plus ey cube minus 4y. Again, comparing the both sides, we get 2b is equal to minus 12, 4c is equal to e, and then minus 4 is equal to minus 4. Okay, leave it. So, these are the equations we am getting. So, from here a equals to 1, from here d equals to 2, from here b is equal to minus 6. Okay, so as b is equal to minus 6, here 2b is equal to minus 3e, we get minus 12 is equal to minus 3. So this implies e is equal to 4. Now as e equals to 4 and 4c is equal to e, therefore we get c equals to 1. So what are the values? A 1, b minus 6, c 1, d is 2, and the value of e is 4. So for these values, your function f of z remains a analytic. Okay. So these are quite interesting examples which I am interested to discuss with you in these sessions. You can go through with all previous year examination question papers and try to solve similar examples. Whenever you feel a doubt, you can post it on the WhatsApp or an email. I will give the answer for the same. Thank you everyone.